I played volleyball and represented the state and played National League, and by the time I was 25 the body was cooked and I'd retired, and I'm just fascinated by the thoroughbred, the power, the strength. They've got that aura about them, and have played sport at a high level. As I said, I'm just fascinated by it. They're an intriguing animal, I just really enjoyed it. I think if we bring a mate, we want a gelding, not a filly either, so it doesn't get into a cat fight. I was working actually for 4 and 20 Pies, and I had a run at Ferntree Gully, and there was a guy working for Tip Top Bakery, and it was Mick Bell. And I met him in a milk bar there, and he invited me out to his property at Turadin, and I jumped at it, and that was it. My days at 4 and 20 were over, and I got hooked on it, and from going to never have touched a horse, I then found my niche in life. That's what I wanted to do, and I got involved with a few trainers and started from there. Don't get too cocky. Yeah, I needed a full-time job, so I started off with Greg Urell. Greg was predominantly just starting off as well as a breaker and pre-trainer.
He started off hopeless, probably more than hopeless. There's a few other words you probably could throw in, but look, he was a likeable guy. He tried very, very hard, and I think his desire to become a horseman and learn about the industry certainly kept my interest up. Keep him on board and try and help him and teach him as much as I could.
I think he felt sorry for me, but he needed a worker desperately, and I came along and I couldn't ride. As I said, I really hadn't touched a horse, and that's where I started, and I think I actually gave him a lot of pleasure when he watched me ride and fall off on many occasions. I think he certainly could see the humour, but I kept on bouncing back, and so yeah, I was with Greg for quite a while.
We had some very good times, some very good memories, and I'm sure he learned a lot, and I'd like to think, as well as he's going now, that I played a little bit of a part in that sort of helping come to fruition.
Racing, and Clarice clips off the inside fairly away. Schwab Autumn again well with Flying Crumb down in the centre of the track away smartly. Chicago Cub. Metres left to run. Flying Crumb the front runner left to on the outside with Viral. He's hit the front, Lord Von Costa. Chicago Cub and Montenegro Men running on. Viral the far side, Lord Von Costa. Lord Von Costa in front. Lord Von Costa wins it.
I remember going in to see Pat Lawler for my licence, and I wanted to name a trainer's licence, and he knocked that on the head, and I started off with a picnic licence, and it was probably the best thing that happened. My first run, I didn't come out of the barriers. I learned from that, and then I actually had quite a good season, and then the next season I went back to see Pat, and he gave me an owner trainers and sort of progressed from there, but it's been a slow progression. I thought her closing sectionals were quite good, and she'll tighten up on that.
I was wrapped. So the horses gave me a good feel, felt really, really good in their action. A bit fresh in the barriers, just sort of one of the first ones to go in and just doing that thing where about she sits down again. As you saw, jumped very, very well.
Yes.
Could have taken up a more prominent position, but just not the game plan.
I'm on course here at Cranbourne. It's a wonderful complex, and I try and use it to the fullest. It's quite a labour intensive. I've got about, I think, approximately 10 staff, and which includes track riders and ground staff. I've currently got between 25 and 30 in work, educating some young ones. Well, my young ones are 2 and 3-year-olds, but no, the future looks bright. If you were to, because she jumped so well, and say you were a length or two closer, Would have she been good there, or would have you been happy to bring it back? Is she more comfortable?
She's more comfortable when I...
Where you got it back? Yeah. All right, no worries.
Thank you.
A length closer. It's only a couple of $1,000 extra to you.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I wouldn't do anything else, and I suppose I'll do this until I can't do it anymore. There won't be any stopping me. I won't get to a certain age and say that's me. I need to go on a cruise or something like that. I really couldn't tell you the last time I had a decent holiday. I'm an anxious person. I can't sit still. I'm a deep thinker. I don't sleep that well. No, I've still got the fire in the belly.